Hey, Rangers fans, what a weekend. Two incredible games. We'll go over it in full. This is Rangers Daily. I am your host, Todd Werwa. Wow, what a weekend. Please subscribe to our podcast. Please ring the bell to get updates. Please leave your comments. I appreciate all of them. Tell me what you'd love to see. Comment on what I'm saying. Ask me any questions. I promise I'll answer them. I promise I'll read them as well. And I'll get back to you. So please subscribe, ring the bell, leave comments. Much appreciated. But let's get into this weekend. Let's start with Saturday. It was Mike Sullivan's homecoming in Pittsburgh. They had a wonderful tribute video for him during one of the commercial breaks. He looked extremely touched. Can't be easy for him over this first week to have to open the season against his old team and answer all the questions. And then two games, the third game of the season, he's back in Pittsburgh and he gets the video tribute. He's walking the halls and walking the arena where he walked for 10 years. He's, going up against the three guys who he coached for so long in Letang, Malkin, and Sidney Crosby. Had to have been emotional. He certainly, in his post-game comments, said it was very emotional, was very touched what the Penguins did for him, that they didn't have to, which they did. We know it. They had to. He had such a great career there, such a legendary career with a couple of Stanley Cups, and really bringing those three guys into prominence, bringing that organization, back to prominence. He deserved every accolade he got. So I know he appreciated it, that's for sure. But the game turned out to be a laugher, a 6-1 win. Started sluggish. First period, not that great. And it sounded like Sully and the boys talked at the first intermission, and they got their game on in the second. Now, before the game, we found out Vinny Trocheck would be out week to week, so Mika Zibanejad moved back to center. We'll see what week to week means. They've played very well without Trocheck, but that by no means they don't need Trocheck. They really could use him because he plays in so many different phases of their offense and defense. But they've got someone to fill in at center with Mika, and so that helps as much as the chemistry with JT Miller and Mika on the wing. As much as you want to try and develop that, when emergency calls, and Mika has to go back to the middle, and he played really well. They said in the pregame, they talked about trying to establish identity and culture in New York. Are you willing to pay the price to win? I think Dave Maloney said that. And it sure showed in the second period and continued through the third. The second period, the Rangers scored 3 goals. They outshot the Penguins 14-3. And like I said, scored 3 goals. Adam Fox, let me get to attempts first before I get to Adam Fox. Shot attempts in periods 2 and 3, 51-25 for the Rangers. That's pretty dominant. Adam Fox had 2 goals and an assist. It took him 28 games to score 3 goals last year. I think it wasn't until January. Now he's got 3 in 3 games. They love getting offense from Foxy Clean. He's also really concentrated on his defense and playing better, more physical, tougher, be tougher to play against kind of defense. And Mike Sullivan has continually commented about how they love getting his offense and how much he takes care of the puck and how much he's put into the defensive end, because that's where really he shines. He's such a heady defenseman. He's their puck carrier. He's not the fastest, but he's always so well positioned. He always has that huge hockey IQ that they talk about. So he played fantastic, and it's great to see him offensively getting into the mix. The PK went 4 for 4, now 9 for 9 through Saturday. They wound up killing off another one on Sunday, so 10 for 10 to start the season. On Saturday, the power play had 2 goals, went 2 for 4. So not bad for the first game without Trocheck, having to put Lafreniere into that first power play unit. So all in all, good signs there. Want to talk about Igor Shesterkin. He stopped 18 of 19 shots. The shot he didn't stop was just a laser. I went short side, was really a beautiful shot. So far this season, 3 games, Shesterkin, 2 goals allowed, stopped 83 of 85 shots. That's a .976 save percentage. Now, you got to take advantage of great goaltending play and put some wins on the board when your goalie is, giving them about this much to shoot at. But they've done that. They've done well so far, winning the game in Buffalo, winning the game in Pittsburgh with Shesterkin in net. Those are the numbers that everybody wants to see. Those, bouncing back from a year that wasn't great last year, and a lot of it stemmed from the defense in front of them, both the forwards playing defense and the defensemen playing defense. But great to see him off to such a great start. Then comes Sunday. A fantastic game. Mike Sullivan called it the best game they've played all year. Best we played, most complete game all year. But they got goalied. It happens. Sometimes you just don't win no matter how much you put into it. Sometimes you do everything right. And with goaltending, right, it's the one thing you can't control. You can beat guys on the... But sometimes you just can't beat a hot goaltender. And boy, Charlie Lindgren was good. He was... for as much as we loved Ryan Lindgren, Charlie Lindgren just did us dirty on Sunday. He made a couple of just 10-bell saves. If you want some of the notes, the high danger chances for through 2 periods, the Rangers were up 12-2 in that area at all strengths. Attempts in the game, 71-51 Rangers. Shots, 35-21 Rangers. They did everything they could. Everything was a positive out of that game too. Let me read you a couple of quotes. JT Miller said, "We can hang our hat on how we played today. It feels good knowing that you're getting the looks. We'll steal a game like this, a game where we out-goalie somebody in a long season." Mika said, "It's frustrating, but really encouraged how we played. If we played like that play like that on more nights than that, we're going to have a really good season." And Jonathan Quick, who played, and he was fantastic. He stopped 20 of 21. His expected goals against was 0.00. Yes, that's his expected goals against, not his grade point average. Thank you for the dated reference, Todd. He was fantastic. He said, "Great effort all of the ice from our group. We did a good enough job to keep them somewhat quiet. We just got to move on. We're confident if we put in an effort like that, we'll have more wins than losses." And honestly, if you eliminate all the empty netters they've allowed, they've given up 3 goals in 4 games. That's not too bad. Now the Caps missed 2 empty net chances toward the end. The score could have been worse. But really, if you look at it, that Pittsburgh game was a 1-0 loss, and this game was a 1-0 loss. It's concerning that they haven't scored a goal yet at MSG. I feel bad for the season ticket holders and all the people sitting up in the 400 levels. They've been to 2 games and they haven't seen the Rangers score. The only time they put the goal in the net is in warm-ups. It's going to come. The way they played tonight, it's going to come. I think everybody watching, reporters-wise, analyst-wise, all of that, really felt they were going to get one by, but some nights you just get goalied. It happens. Some other good notes from the game. The Cooley-Miller-Sheary line out-attempted at 5-on-5. They out-attempted Washington 20-10 with a 66.6 percentage of the play, and high danger chances 6-1. That line was phenomenal. And even the Rempe Carrick, Edstrom Carrick was all over the place. He was good. Rempe was good. Attempts 11-6 at 5-on-5 for a 64.71 percentage, and high danger chances 2-0. Rempe even put one through his legs trying to score from a tough angle at one point. But it was a really good game all around. As I said, Mike Sullivan said the team played extremely well, and he told him that sometimes you can't control whether the puck goes in or doesn't. He said determination and attitude, this is the type of game we're trying to build. So it's a tough 1-0 loss to a divisional opponent, to the last year's division champions. But if this is what we're building to, if this is what the Rangers are building to, they're in really good stead because they can even play a little better. But as Mike Sullivan called it, the most complete game they've played. This is what we want to see from the Rangers. We're going to like what we see, and everybody's confident coming out of this compared to the boy, we're embarrassed sort of view after the opening night loss at home. There wasn't any of that head hanging on Sunday night. It was all positive. It was all, we play like this with this kind of effort, we're going to be good, and we're going to have more wins than losses. So I've talked about it before, too. I think they were 19-3 on MSG ice last year on home ice. There's something, I think there's something to it, but this one they played extremely well. The goals will come. They'll do better, but I'd like to see them really, as good a team as they are on the road, I'd really like to see them dominate at home. Moving on, let's just a couple of quick thoughts on week one. When you look at it, the Rangers played 4 games in 6 days in week one, and this was the back end of a back-to-back playing Washington, and they gave this kind of effort. That says a lot about the players. It says a lot about the coaching staff and their preparation. You gotta really hand it to them, and they're missing Vincent Trocheck, and Carson Soucy got hurt in the game against Pittsburgh on Saturday, so Matthew Robertson came in and played on Sunday. Don't forget, because Soucy got hurt, the 5 defensemen had to rotate and play a little extra toward the second half of the game against Pittsburgh and then play the back-to-back. So it was a long, long week for the New York Rangers. And considering Sunday could have been the game where you saw their effort dip, where you saw some of the hits not finished, where you saw some of the shots not get blocked. You didn't see any of that. They were dogged and determined, and they played really, really well. So, unfortunately, a 1-0 loss, but that happens. Now, there is no rest for the Rangers. Well, they get Monday, but they have to prep for Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl to come into the Madison Square Garden on Tuesday. Boy, you got to face the 2-time Western Conference champions. You've got to face the fastest player on the planet. You got to face the best player on the planet. You have to face what maybe he's not the second best, but certainly top 5 in Leon Draisaitl. And, 97 just knocks your socks off. He's had some great moments. Just to give you numbers from those two, McDavid's played 15 games against the Rangers, 9 goals, 14 assists for 23 points. Draisaitl has played 20 against the Rangers, 8 goals, 13 assists for 21 points. They both have gotten it done against the Rangers. So it'll be tough to stop him, but it's been done. And with the way the Rangers played on Sunday, if you get that same kind of effort on Tuesday, then it should be a fantastic game. So that's it for Rangers Daily. I'm your host, Todd Werwa. You can also follow me at Todd Werwa Media on X and Insta. But please subscribe to the podcast, comment, ring the bell for updates. I look forward to hearing from all of you. I'm enjoying doing this. I hope you're enjoying watching it. For now, that's all. Have a great one.